The purpose of this video is to cover the procedures in Marketing 485 Business GIS and Marketing that we will follow to cover text material and the exercise material related to general topics and discussion of Business GIS. There will be a separate video to help you work through the projects and that portion of the class. So let's start with the syllabus. We have both the syllabus up and the Blackboard system up, and let's go through the process that you would follow as you pursue the text exercises and the chapters in the textbook as well. So here's the way the schedule is laid out. Notice that you have an entry for every week of the semester, with activities roughly divided between Tuesday and Thursday activities for the class. Now, all the topics or the content on the left side is basically GIS content, business GIS content that you will learn a little bit more about the applications. And then on the right side are the applications and the projects themselves. So we're going to focus in this video a little bit more on the left side and show you how the flow of activities will take you through completing those exercises to posting information about them and answers to those questions on the discussion board in Blackboard. So let's start then with the consumer GIS exercises that we'll be doing early on. And we'll start by looking at that document itself. In this document, you have a description of all the various projects and activities you'll complete using GIS resources or resources with a mapping capability that you can use to use mapping data and create content that's of value to users for a marketing organization. You will complete these as we go through the first few weeks of the course. And typically what will happen is that you will have a series of exercises and tasks that you will complete. You are some output that you generate, and then at the bottom of each portion you have a question on the class exercises page that is designed to summarize what you've learned in this particular topic. Now let's go back to the schedule and see where those are. This is the Google Maps project. Once you've completed the activities there, then you're ready to answer the question in this document, the text exercises document. This is simply another page in the site that contains questions that are related to all the exercises and chapters, as well as assignments as to which teams are going to respond to those. Now notice that the consumer GIS exercise takes place over several weeks, and that each team has a little bit of responsibility for all the questions. There are 5 questions here. Each team answers 2 of the questions. Everyone answers question 5, which is kind of a capstone question which pulls all of these together. So we just looked at the Google Maps exercise, and here's the question related to that. It refers to an RV dealer in southeast Missouri, and it asks them how they can achieve Google Maps to add some content to their website to help potential customers find the location of their stores and the directions to the store. So all of you should work through that and be familiar with that question, but those of you on the Bluebirds team have formal responsibility for posting an answer to that question. So here's the way that would work. If you're the Bluebirds on the Bluebirds team, you would complete the Google Maps exercise and develop your answer to this particular question. You can do that individually, or if you would prefer, you can go to the group pages on the Bluebirds team and post threads to the discussion board so that you can collaborate on the answers. However you decide to do it, once you have your answer ready, you go to communication and then the discussion board and this forum, and here's where the answers to the GIS questions are collected. So notice the instructions. You post your answers to the question and be sure to include the team's name in the subject line. So if I were on the Bluebirds team, I would reply to that by indicating that I am posting responses for the Bluebirds, that this is their consumer GIS answers, and here's my answer on how I believe Google Maps can be of use to that particular RV dealer. Then that is posted as a reply to this particular thread. Now the only thing that changes as you move into text material is that the content of what you're studying and what you're reading changes a little bit. So once we move down into this material, after we've done the consumer GIS exercises, we're now talking largely about material that's in the text. So chapter 1, chapter 2 all refer to chapters in the GIS tutorial for marketing text, and the procedure is the same. You read over the introductory material and concluding material on the exercises in those chapters. You look at the answers or the questions here, and then post your answers to those questions in the discussion board. They still finally end up over here. Chapter 1 would go here. There is one thing to notice, however, about this set of materials is that with many of these, in fact with most of these chapters, there are some additional materials that you need to work with. So for example, in the introduction, you don't really have a reading assignment from the tutorial book at all. This is a very short 3-module course on ESRI's virtual campus that you need to register for and take, and then you can talk about the basic capabilities of GIS in response to these questions. The questions aren't ready yet. These are just some sample ones that you might want to take a look at. Note as well that there are other types of material available for you here as additional resources, and that there are questions that cover each of those. So in this case, this is a podcast provided by ESRI from one of its managers in the commercial solutions area. And by right-clicking that and saving it and then listening to it with Media Player or another media package, you listen to the short interview with this person and you answer question number 4, if that's one to which you're assigned. We have several of those through the course of the semester, but we also then, for some of the chapters, have additional short readings articles. This, for example, is an article from Directions Magazine, an online GIS magazine, that describes a business GIS application for a Hong Kong bus company. And that also then is included in the answers. You see number 5, question number 5, refers to that particular application, and you see that both teams here have responsibility for posting. So be sure to notice that you do not have responsibility for posting every week, that for each of the exercises or chapters, the particular responsibilities of each team are listed, and that within your team you can divide these up any way you'd like. If you want to collaborate on the answers and post all of them together, that's fine. If you want to give responsibility to individual members of your team for specific tasks or chapters that you have, that's fine as well. So that then covers the process of how you work through the schedule, to identify the material we're going to cover every week, to identify the questions that are associated with that material, to determine who has responsibility to answer those, and then how you would use both the group team areas of Blackboard as well as the Blackboard discussion list to get those postings done. As we go through the semester, you'll see that as the postings accumulate, they're going to be very valuable resources to you as you prepare for the midterm and final exams. That concludes this video lesson.